Thursday. We'll have all those details coming up in just a few minutes on Local 4 News at 6.
2 Moline police captains are headed back to work while the chief remains on paid leave, and juvenile crimes are on the rise in Davenport. What the sheriff has to say about housing all those suspects.
WHBF is local for you. This is Local 4 News at 6.
Good evening and thanks for joining us for Local 4 News at 6. I'm Tiffany Lundberg. Jim has the night off. With the increase in juvenile crimes comes an increase in young offenders, and now Scott County is running out of places to put them. That is tonight's top story. Last night, the County Board of Supervisors heard a pitch about a study that would address the housing issue. The Scott County Sheriff says they've run out of space at their own juvenile detention facility, and their jail is also crowded. Their overflow of offenders has forced them to use outside facilities, costing the county thousands. Today, the sheriff says they need to find a solution before they run out of options. Local 4's Kelly Bowles joins us in our studio with the details. Kelly?
Tiffany, while we've seen an increase in juvenile crime cause its own set of problems for Quad Cityans, it's also created a domino effect of problems within the system. And now Scott County has a lot of offenders who could soon have nowhere to go. It's a problem plaguing the Quad Cities area. Juvenile crime continues to stay on the rise.
We saw an influx in kids over this past year that we haven't seen in the past couple of years.
The current Scott County Juvenile Detention Center is home to 16 units, but with the increase of kids committing crimes, the county is coming up short.
The Juvenile Detention Center is overpopulated. It has completely overgrown their capacity,
forcing them to turn to facilities like the Mary Davis home in Knox County.
This past couple months, though, we haven't been able to take too many Scott County kids because we are full with our own.
And that comes at a cost.
It's $125 per day per diem.
And that's just juveniles at Mary Davis. Right now, the county has dozens of inmates being held elsewhere.
Our costs for doing that have gone from zero to last year over $177,000, and at this point in time, we are doubling last year's pace.
But the hefty price tag isn't the only issue. Keeping these young offenders under the same roof comes at a cost too.
They know each other, and so there's often issues between different gangs, or they don't get along, or they get along too well.
And while not everyone is at max capacity yet, if crime doesn't come down, that could change.
If this crime wave starts to spread out, there's going to be a need in other jurisdictions in order to find space for juveniles, and that means that Scott County would end up on the waiting list.
And now Sheriff Lane says it's time to weigh their options before there aren't any left.
And we would end up having no choice but to turn juvenile offenders free, no matter what their crime is, if it is less than a forcible felony.
The Scott County Board of Supervisors is expected to vote on the proposed study tomorrow night. If approved, the county will look at their housing options, including how to redesign their existing facilities and possibly build additional ones. In the studio, Kelly Bowles, Local 4 News.
Kelly, thank you.